After weeks of relative quiet, the sun has reawakened, sharply. A surge in sunspot activity, a plasma tornado, and a far-side halo CME are converging with rare planetary alignments and increased seismic activity. But this isn't just space weather. This is soul weather, mirroring a massive energetic rebalancing on Earth. As Mercury aligns in Cassini and Saturn shifts into Aries, a multidimensional clock resets. The flares aren't warnings, they're reminders. Reminders to ground, to listen, to align. What unfolds in the sky is unfolding within us. The sun isn't only active again, it's calling us into full spectrum awareness and conscious participation. Sunspot Surge, a celestial nudge toward awakening. When sunspot numbers suddenly spike, most scientists see data, but mystics see a message. These magnetic fields on the sun's surface are not just storms. They are intelligent pulses, encoded with frequency patterns that stir not only Earth's magnetosphere, but human consciousness itself. A sharp rebound in activity isn't just astronomy. It's a spiritual event in motion. Sunspots represent turbulence at the threshold of radiance. They show us that light is not passive. It churns, it boils, it transforms. So when the sun roars back to life with dozens of spots rotating into view, it's not chaos. It's a celestial mirror asking us, "Where have you gone dim inside?" You may feel more reactive, more sensitive, or more intuitively alert during these spikes. That's because the body, especially your energetic nervous system, is responding in real time to the magnetic patterns raining down from the sun. These aren't distant events. They're coded catalysts for awakening dormant perception. Every sunspot brings contrast. Light meets shadow. Each flare born from it forces a decision point. Remain asleep in density, or rise into your own magnetic truth. The sharp rebound is not merely an astrophysical update. It's a signal. The time to align with your higher template is now. You are not a passive observer of solar weather. You are a participant in a cosmic symphony. And the Sunspot Surge is your sheet music. Let it guide you, not into fear, but into activation. Because the sun isn't just heating the Earth, it's heating your evolution. What the plasma tornado is stirring within the collective field. The plasma tornado seen spiraling on the sun's eastern limb is not just a visual spectacle. It is a symbolic stirrer of soul storms. Plasma moves with purpose, carrying electromagnetic codes that ripple through space and land in the Earth's energetic field. But more subtly, they disturb psychic stagnation across the collective human consciousness. Tornadoes represent acceleration, compression, and uprooting. When one spins on the solar surface, it reflects a twist in the narrative of awakening. It's the cosmic hand reaching into the collective psyche and spinning loose the threads of illusion, deception, and stuck emotional debris that's been hiding under normal for too long. You may notice heightened tension, rapid mood swings, or sudden intuitive jolts. These are not symptoms of dysfunction. They're signs of alignment shifts. The plasma storm is acting like a galactic whisk, aerating the dense patterns of belief, memory, and programming, so new awareness can rise like light through the fog. The collective field doesn't just receive these waves, it echoes them. This is why you may witness intensified collective emotion, protests, debates, unexpected weather, even collective dreams. The sun is not simply reacting, it's responding to our soul's silent call for disruption and renewal. This isn't a threat, it's an opportunity. The spiral of plasma reminds us that to rise into clarity, sometimes we must pass through the sacred storm. And once the dust clears, we're not who we were. We're closer to the truth we came to live. The far side halo CME echoes from the other side of time. A full halo coronal mass ejection from the far side of the Sun is like a shout from the unseen, a multi-dimensional event that arises where our eyes can't yet follow. It's not out of sight, out of mind. Instead, it's a call from the future, bending around to meet the present. Halo CMEs radiate in all directions. From the far side, they don't hit us physically, but they echo through the magnetic layers of Earth's memory field. It's like a ripple from another timeline brushing against this one. You may feel this as precognitive dreams, emotional nostalgia, or sudden clarity about the past. Energetically, the far side represents what we've avoided, suppressed, or postponed, both globally and individually. This CME isn't just solar, it's cellular. It's inviting you to face something that's been developing behind the curtain of awareness, now ready to come into light. For the collective, this halo is a reminder. What we don't see still affects us. Just because something is behind the horizon doesn't mean it's irrelevant. These cosmic echoes ask us to prepare, not in fear, but in readiness, for truths that will soon rotate into direct alignment. The message is clear. Don't wait until impact to awaken. Feel the ripple now. Align before the shift fully arrives. Because this halo from the far side of the Sun might be less about shock and more about subtle remembrance from the other side of time. Solar tornadoes as symbols of inner light, spiral rebirth. The swirling plasma tornado isn't just a chaotic blast of heat. It's a celestial metaphor for personal metamorphosis. The spiral has always symbolized divine unfolding, DNA, galaxies, sacred energy flow. When a tornado appears on the Sun, it signals that something is being unraveled to be reborn. Spiritual growth is rarely linear. It's spiral-shaped. You revisit old lessons at higher octaves, deeper layers, new angles. The solar tornado reminds you that even the most intense inner shakeups are not regressions. They're revolutions, turning you inward to release density and outward to embody light. This tornado energy touches the solar plexus and crown simultaneously. One governs personal power, the other divine guidance. When these energies spiral together, you feel both pressure and prophecy. It's the dance of inner destruction that makes space for spiritual sovereignty. If you've felt intense inner shifts lately, burnout, restlessness, creative explosions, even breakdowns, you're not breaking. You're spiraling up. The old version of you is being centrifuged out of your system, so your true self can align with a higher harmonic. The Sun doesn't fear turbulence. It transforms through it. And as above, so within. Let this tornado remind you, the spiral is sacred. You are not lost in the spin. You are becoming the light at its center. The rotating sunspot, a portal to mirror your shadow self. As the large sunspot rotates into Earth-facing view, it's more than a magnetic anomaly. It's a mirror turned toward humanity. Just as the Sun reveals its face, so too are we being asked to look at ours. The parts we've hidden, avoided, or rationalized are now illuminated in real time. Sunspots are the darker regions on the surface of immense brilliance. Likewise, our shadow selves live within our otherwise radiant consciousness. When a massive spot becomes Earth-facing, it energetically invites us to face what's been brewing inside, the old wounds, doubts, and behaviors that distort our inner light. You may notice more projections, relationship friction, or internal questioning during this time. That's the flare of self-awareness building. The sunspot isn't cursing the Earth. It's offering us a cosmic therapy session. It asks, what are you finally ready to transmute under full exposure? This is not punishment. It's precision. The timing is sacred. With Mercury's mental clarity and Saturn's karmic recalibration aligning soon, this sunspot acts like a cosmic spotlight, turning up the contrast on what must be purified for our next energetic phase. Face it, don't flee. Because what this sunspot brings into the light is not there to shame you. It's there to liberate you from what's never truly been you to begin with. Why Earth-facing solar activity demands inner grounding. When a powerful sunspot rotates into Earth-facing position, it's not just a solar event, it becomes a soul event. The energy is no longer indirect, it's aimed, direct, intentional. These Earth-facing flares act like cosmic flashlights, illuminating both the atmosphere and the human aura. And when light intensifies, so must your foundation. The magnetic pressure of Earth-facing activity reaches not just satellites, it presses into the electromagnetic fields of your nervous system. If you're ungrounded, that energy scrambles emotions and thoughts. If you're centered, it activates dormant light codes and clarifies inner alignment. The difference lies in how anchored you are. Grounding doesn't mean hiding. It means stabilizing in the body while the atmosphere shifts above you. Spend time near trees, in water, with bare feet on soil. Speak slowly. Breathe with rhythm. You are syncing your system with Earth's heartbeat as she too receives the blast. These solar pulses aren't meant to destabilize, they're meant to upgrade through pressure. But just like high voltage needs a strong circuit, your body and mind need calm, clear grounding to hold the new frequencies. Without that, they short-circuit into fatigue, anxiety, or confusion. Grounding is spiritual technology. It allows light to root, not just pass through. And in this moment, as the sun faces us head-on, remember, to receive the light, your feet must touch the earth. Global seismicity, Earth's crust, responding to cosmic light. As solar activity rebounds, the Earth's crust doesn't stay silent. Seismic activity, earthquakes, tremors, tectonic shifts, tends to spike not randomly, but in response to energetic waves penetrating the planet's magnetic field. These aren't coincidences. They're resonant echoes of solar impact on a planetary scale. The Earth is a sentient being, and her body responds just like ours. When pressure builds in the sky, it translates into movement below. This isn't catastrophe, it's release. Just as your muscles twitch under stress, the tectonic plates realign to discharge built-up frequency overloads. Human consciousness is entangled in this field. When the Earth shakes, it's not just geology, it's symbolic. Things we've suppressed as a collective, denial, injustice, avoidance, become unbearable. And the Earth, as our mirror, begins to shift underfoot to reflect the inner quake that's already underway. If you're feeling unexplainable tension or restlessness, don't ignore it. You're not overreacting, you're syncing with planetary recalibration. When the crust moves, it's not punishment, it's preparation. The Earth is adjusting to hold more solar data, and so are we. Let her move, let her breathe, let her release, and recognize you are not just walking on the Earth, you are evolving with her. Severe weather and emotional storms, a spiritual parallel. As the solar winds stir the atmosphere, the weather turns volatile. Storms intensify, winds surge, rainfall becomes unpredictable. But beyond meteorology, this points to a global psychic purge, where nature reflects the emotional turbulence we're collectively navigating under cosmic pressure. Severe weather is not random, it's resonance. Storms are like planetary exhalations, clearing heavy fields of energy built from human fear, stress, and suppression. And as solar activity heightens, these releases become more frequent, more dramatic, and more emotionally symbolic. You may notice that your moods echo these patterns, calm then chaotic, heavy then light, clear then confused. This isn't weakness, it's you mirroring the atmospheric layers. The same way clouds build pressure and burst, so do our internal belief systems and unresolved pain. Instead of fearing the storm, listen to it. What part of your emotional landscape is also ready to break open, to thunder truth, to rain out the grief and make space for new clarity? Because when the skies cleanse, so do we, if we allow the process, not resist it. Remember, the sky doesn't rage, it recalibrates, and as the Earth's breath grows wild, your soul has a chance to breathe out what no longer belongs inside. The Cazimi phenomenon, Mercury's message to your mind. On May 29-30, Mercury enters Cazimi, the heart of the Sun, a rare and sacred alignment where the planet of thought, voice, and memory becomes purified by light. In ancient astrology, Cazimi was seen as a moment of mental rebirth, when divine clarity pierces through mental fog. As Mercury passes through the solar core, your thoughts may become sharp, prophetic, or unusually insightful. It's as if the mind, usually so noisy and scattered, is suddenly bathed in gold light, restoring order, vision, and focus. You are not thinking harder, you're thinking truer. This is a powerful window to rewrite personal narratives. Old stories that once defined you may now feel hollow or false. That's not a crisis, it's an invitation. Mercury in Cazimi burns away the noise, so the true signal of your soul's knowing can be received again. Pay attention to inner guidance, spontaneous ideas, sudden clarity, or synchronicities in speech and memory. These aren't accidents. They are messages riding the golden arc of solar mental fusion. They are here not to impress you, but to remind you who you are without distortion. Speak slowly during this time. Write what arrives. Meditate on what reveals itself. Because the Cazimi moment is brief, but its light echoes long into your path forward. May 29-30, when the mind and soul momentarily merge. There are moments in the cosmic calendar when inner and outer align so precisely, a portal opens within consciousness. May 29-30 is one such time. With Mercury Cazimi, solar intensity, and seismic activity at a high, the soul is given a rare invitation to merge with the higher mind. In this short window, intuition becomes undeniable. Not a whisper, but a full-body knowing. Your logic and inner truth will not fight each other. They'll flow together, giving you insights you didn't know you had permission to access. This isn't imagination, it's multidimensional coherence. You may wake up with clarity about a decision. You may feel closure around something that's lingered for years. Or you may begin a conversation that sets your destiny in motion. These are not minor events. They are soul-coded nudges triggered by the cosmic frequency alignment. During this time, slow down. Be intentional with your words. They are powerful spells. Your voice becomes a bridge, your thoughts a tuning fork, and your actions spiritual declarations amplified by celestial resonance. The mind and soul rarely sit at the same table without tension, but for these 48 hours, they drink from the same cup. And what they share may change the entire story of who you believe yourself to be. Saturn enters Aries, a timeline reset for personal sovereignty. Saturn, the great teacher of time, structure, and karma, enters Aries, the fiery sign of identity and initiation, marking a monumental energetic shift. Saturn in Aries doesn't tolerate indecision. It pushes you to claim authorship over your existence, not in theory, but in discipline, in rhythm, in responsibility. This planetary reset is not subtle. You'll feel it as urgency, clarity, or pressure to finally embody what you've spoken about for years. Dreams must meet structure. Purpose must meet practice. Saturn in Aries burns away procrastination and activates the timeline of personal sovereignty you've long delayed. If you've been waiting for the right time to begin something, this is it. But Saturn offers no shortcuts. It asks, can you sustain your light when no one's watching? Will you build even if applause never comes? Can you walk your truth in silence and still feel whole? This is not punishment, it's empowerment. Aries is the flame, Saturn is the forge. Together, they create a vessel of integrity strong enough to hold your destiny. This isn't about starting fast, it's about finishing strong with soul-led endurance rather than ego-fueled urgency. The sun flares, the earth shifts, Saturn anchors. And in this perfect trinity, you are invited to not just awaken, but to step onto the true path with full ownership of your timeline. Plasma fields and the rewriting of Earth's energy architecture. With each solar eruption, invisible rivers of plasma pour through the solar system, charged particles with intentional frequencies encoded into their flow. These aren't random blasts. They're cosmic messengers rewriting the energetic blueprint of Earth's subtle architecture, including ley lines, weather grids, and even cellular structures. As these plasma waves sweep through, Earth's crust, oceans, and atmosphere begin to update, like software receiving a long-awaited patch. But more than systems shifting, it's consciousness itself that is being remodeled, made ready to hold a higher octave of light. You may feel sensations in the body, buzzing in your hands, dizziness, heat in the spine, or changes in sleep. That's your personal energy field, integrating what the Earth is collectively receiving. These aren't disturbances, they are download assimilation points. The plasma doesn't just rewrite the planet, it invites us to rebuild our inner circuitry. You're being asked to upgrade your beliefs, relationships, and identity from dense structure to light-encoded purpose. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aligned with the upgraded frequency Earth is now vibrating in. Plasma is not passive. It reprograms, not through force, but through invitation. And if you can receive its presence as guidance rather than disruption, you'll find yourself flowing in harmony with the new energetic operating system of the Earth. Solar rebounds and the quickening of conscious time. The surge in solar activity does something strange to time. It quickens it. Not in minutes or hours, but in perception, in momentum, in the collapse of distance between thought and manifestation. This is the quickening long prophesied by mystics, now ignited through literal solar motion. When solar light floods the grid, the delays between cause and effect shrink. What you focus on arrives faster. What you fear amplifies quicker. This is not punishment, it's precision. The lag between your energy and your outcome is dissolving. You must learn to create from clarity, not chaos. You may notice time feels distorted. Too much happens in a day, or nothing at all. This is consciousness moving out of linear time into spiral time. You're not just living in hours, you're living in energetic acceleration, where alignment matters more than action alone. Use this quickening wisely. Meditate before speaking. Reflect before choosing. Create from presence, not panic. Because what you do now echoes immediately. The sun has turned up the dial on spiritual momentum, and your path forward is only as clean as your current intention. This is the age where time no longer protects you from yourself. It reveals you to yourself, instantly, completely, and with soul-expanding speed. Sunspots and soul spots. Healing through celestial reflection. Every sunspot is a darkened space on the surface of radiant brilliance. Just like in the soul, there are soul spots, where light has been buried under memory, pain, or suppression. These earth-facing sunspots invite you not to fear the dark, but to look into it and remember the light waiting there. Sunspots don't weaken the sun, they show its layers. Likewise, Your wounds don't make you less divine. They make you accessible. When the sun reveals its spotted surface, it's offering us a chance to stop hiding our own shadow in shame. Now is the time to reflect. Where are you still dimming to fit in? Where have you buried your radiance beneath a wound you've claimed as permanent? These sunspots stir those spaces, not to expose you, but to reclaim the light that was never lost, only covered. The sun doesn't apologize for its fluctuation. It cycles, it teaches, and so do you. You are not here to be perfectly lit. You are here to own every layer of your radiance, from silence to storm. Let the current sunspots be your signal, not to fix yourself, but to finally see the light trying to return from the very places you once turned away from. How solar wind feeds intuition and psychic expansion. Solar wind is not just weather, it's a carrier of encoded intelligence, and when it touches Earth, the human psyche begins to swell with intuitive sensitivity. This is why during solar surges, many people experience vivid dreams, sudden clarity, or deep gut knowing they can't explain. The wind feeds your inner vision, not through logic, but through resonance. Your third eye, pineal gland, and heart field respond to solar particles like plants respond to light. They open. They reach beyond the veil. Don't be surprised if your empathy increases or your perception becomes multi-layered. You may just know things or feel things before they happen. That's not imagination. It's solar wind activating ancient memory and soul-based sight. To enhance this, stay hydrated, avoid overstimulation, and journal what comes through. This isn't the time to explain everything. It's the time to listen, receive, and record what flows. Insights now are like seeds. They bloom over time. The sun isn't just illuminating your world, it's whispering to your spirit. And if you listen in the wind, you might just remember what your soul has been trying to tell you all along. Planetary alignments and the geometric language of destiny. The alignment of planets isn't just aesthetic, it's a sacred geometry in motion, where frequency, intention, and divine mathematics intersect to shape timelines. With Mercury, Saturn, and the solar field activated simultaneously, you are standing inside a moving star map. These alignments speak not through words, but angles. They create tension, flow, and breakthrough by harmonizing cosmic themes with human evolution. When you feel pressure under planetary aspects, you're not broken. You're responding to a higher equation, trying to rewrite your life in sacred proportion. Just like a chord resolves tension in music, these alignments resolve energetic dissonance inside you. They may collapse relationships, open new doors, trigger old wounds, or inspire sudden visions. These aren't random. They're encoded recalibrations of your path through time. You don't need to understand every transit. You only need to be present enough to let the geometry of your destiny move you instead of resisting it. Feel the pull. Follow the thread. Watch the synchronicities unfold like a perfect diagram returning to symmetry. Because when the sky shifts, so does the story. And your soul has waited lifetimes to move in harmony with the celestial pattern now unfolding. Why flares now? Point to a spiritual surge, not a crisis. Mainstream narratives speak of flares with fear, interruptions, risks, blackouts. But from a higher lens, these flares are not crises, they are clarion calls. Each eruption is an encoded invitation for the soul to rise beyond reaction into radiance. The spiritual surge behind these events pushes energy upward, not downward. They elevate your frequency, test your grounding, and initiate a level of clarity that can no longer tolerate spiritual half-truths. Flares reveal your capacity to stabilize truth in the storm. During this time, you may feel your higher self closer than ever before. The veil thins. what once felt far away now whispers with immediacy. These aren't hallucinations. They're soul echoes returning to the forefront of your field. This is the hour to stay centered, not to escape the world, but to illuminate it. The solar surge asks, can you walk as a pillar of coherence when others scramble for direction? Because if you can, you become the calm within the flash. Flares aren't the end. They are acceleration points, and those prepared to anchor love during these spikes are the ones who will help humanity remember. This isn't destruction. It's divine ignition. Cosmic weather is calling you to be the stillness amidst change. The weather of the cosmos is in full motion. Solar wind, flares, shifting planetary rhythms, magnetic waves. But amidst it all, you are called not to predict or control it, but to be the stillness that remains unshaken. Stillness doesn't mean silence. It means non-reactive awareness. It's the soul's ability to stand in clarity, in peace, even as the energies surge and swirl around you. Stillness is not escape. It is participation through presence, the most powerful response available to the awakened heart. Now is the time to stabilize your inner field. Become the lighthouse, the tuning fork, the harmonizer. Let others swirl. Let systems shake. Let chaos peak. You are not the wave. You are the sacred ground it crashes against and reshapes nothing. Cosmic weather doesn't ask you to hide. It asks you to remember who you are when everything external shifts. If you can hold your center now, you'll walk into the future with the light of 10 suns and the softness of pure, embodied truth. So breathe, ground, anchor. Because while the sun may blaze and the earth may rumble, your stillness is what turns this moment into transformation.